into Curtis's podcast network, and this is this AFC South show. This AFC South show, number 111. Wow, the lisp there was crazy. You came to the right place if you're a Titans, Texans, Jags, or a Colts fan. We break down all of the AFC South to the best of our knowledge. I'm the host of the channel. My name is Curtis Brown, and with me, as always, our resident Jaguars fan, Isaiah, the Glitter Kitty Tamer Michelle. And then we have, all the way down in Houston, representing our team in Indianapolis, Jeffrey, truck driving man, Steckel. And then, obviously, our Titans fan, our glasses wearing, backwards hat wearing, coffee sipping.
What?
What? Titans fan, Blake Bellamy.
Hey, guys.
Together we are this AFC South show. So go ahead, hit the like, subscribe button. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. 400 seems like a little bit more of a reasonable thing here in the
1,000.
4,000?
1,000. 1,000.
We got goals. We got
4 million.
But we'll get there. Nickel and diming. Robert's already in the chat asking Blake, you got mayo in that coffee?
No mayo. I wouldn't show you, but I don't want to pour it all over my laptop.
Throw it to the camera.
Yeah, just a little bit of cream. No mayo. Thank God.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. I don't want anybody vomiting on the show tonight.
Maybe if Will Levis starts some games and throws actually more than like 3 touchdowns this year, then maybe I will. I'll try it.
Well, good thing you don't have to try it.
Yeah, for real. So yeah, let's get into the games that were in week 5. Was it 2 teams in the AFC South caught an L, the other 2 caught a dub. We'll get to the interdivisional game last. We'll lead off with the Texans Falcons, and of course, me being the Texans fan here, I'll take the charge on this one. This was the first game that CJ Stroud was actually bottled up the entire game. There was never really a lot of room for much of what CJ Stroud does. There was very minimal separation. Tank Dell got hurt, and he's the big play guy essentially, and he opens things up down the field. And when he went out, the offense just could not find any sort of consistent rhythm. They kept hitting field goals. Kaimi Fairbairn was perfect on the day, 4 for 4. And we got a late touchdown to take the lead back after the Falcons had scored 14 points of their own. Well, not after the Falcons had scored a touchdown to take the lead. So we found ourselves against a team with a solid defense and a quarterback that has not lost a home game since he was in high school. It was a rough game. How could you guys not kill Rid Face Green Smiling? What? Robert, what in the stroke just happened right here?
Is there whiskey in your coffee, Robert?
Is it the Ritter Green Goblin? Like, what do we?
Ritter.
He's talking about the Riddler. Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, the only way that this makes sense is that there's some sort of spell that was cast on Desmond Ritter that he's just impervious to losing at home. But yeah, he's in a motel. Jeff travels from time to time, and tonight he happened to be traveling through
Louisiana.
Louisiana. So he's doing his thing. But
no more gator.
Dollar bills, y'all.
The Texans could not get much going offensively. They were able to stifle the Falcons' offense for most of the game. It wasn't until the fourth quarter that things became a problem. The Falcons found a rhythm late, able to put up 2 touchdowns and take the lead. with a late field goal from Young Ho Koo. Young Hui. Sorry.
I'm not going to say Young Ho.
Young Ho.
Young hoes.
Got to stop that Young Ho from kicking.
Young Wei Koo, who's the most accurate kicker since he entered the league at over 90%. There's not much that you can really do to make that man miss, but the Falcons were really just they outcoached the Texans. The defense was not able to get any pressure. We were not able to do anything with the 2 fumbles we caused. Jonnu Smith was able to get open quite a bit, which was kind of a surprise. You know, I live in Tennessee, and he was obviously a Titan, and you know, he was fast. He just wasn't really utilized all that much, and it seemed like he and Kyle Pitts were on the field all the time. There was Tank Dell's probably going to miss this week because of the concussion protocol. And if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember. I feel like there was somebody on the defensive line got hurt, but I could be wrong. Will Anderson did not do much. He got a couple pressures, if I'm not mistaken, and a couple run stuffs, but a pretty quiet game from Will Anderson Jr. Yeah, we got the starting. We got Titus Howard came back, and he started at left guard. And even though we're paying him right tackle money, because of the injury to Kenyon Green, and because of the way that George Fant has been playing since he's been here, but there wasn't any running lanes at all. Dameon Pierce did not get going whatsoever. And a lot of people are holding that against him specifically, when there were definitely runs where he was, picking up 15 yards on them, and just really they're few and far between. I think that's got to be a lot to do with the offensive line being predominantly pass blocking, like better at pass blocking. Shaq Mason's not a really good run blocker, and he wasn't brought in to be a run blocker. He was brought in to pass block because we couldn't keep anybody upright, and that's why he's here. That's why Titus Howard got extended. That's why Laramie Tunsil's been extended. So we're seeing that happen right now, and a lot of people are throwing shade at Dameon Pierce for not being able to produce and throwing plays up on Twitter and being like, look at him miss this open field. This would be a touchdown. Guys, he's still only played a handful, or basically just over a season's worth of games in the NFL. He's also under his second head coach and second offensive coordinator. He's taking a lot of information in, and we just got to give all of these guys a little bit of time. It's a very young team. A lot of people are making mistakes. It happens. I think we're in a better spot than a lot of us predicted they would be at this point in the season. So Texans fans, just breathe. It's a long season. There's a lot of things that can happen. I'm not saying anything crazy about, maybe we're going to win no. I don't know. It's all to be determined. But right now, just breathe. Let things develop. D'Amico is showing signs of improvement as a coach. CJ Stroud is still breaking records for, most consecutive passes without an interception, which is something to hang your hat on at the end of the day in the NFL. But the final score, 21-18, Falcons take the victory, and Desmond Ritter's home winning streak extends to 31-0 since he became a starter at Cincinnati. So with that, does anybody have anything to say about that game?
Yeah, I think Houston played pretty well. I mean, they're playing against an Atlanta team, which is not great, but it's also not that bad either. Desmond Ridder was able to spread the ball. I mean, that dude hit like 10 different targets effectively. Found Drake London, utilized both tight ends as he should. He just played very well. I will say that Houston, one thing I was impressed with is their run defense. I mean, Bijan Robinson's explosive. He really couldn't get anything down. He had that one touchdown catch right at the goal line, and that was an incredible catch. My God. I mean, that guy is he could have put up 150 on you guys, but I mean I think he only had like 55 total yards. Algier is also another really good running back. Couldn't get anything against you guys. He ran the ball like 17 times for like 40 yards. I mean, you guys really did pretty well. I mean, just Desmond Ritter, he looked great yesterday or on Sunday. So I don't think you guys played very bad. It was a good game and went down to the wire. So I mean, good job, Houston.
Yeah, secondary was a big problem.
Yeah,
all week. Isaiah, Jeff, anything?
I mean, the Falcons, I'm sure they were pretty mad about the game in Jacksonville, so they came in off a loss overseas. And Ritter seemed like he learned a little bit from that game. He got shook up a little bit. He threw 2 picks. He seemed a lot more secure with the football and a lot more decisive in his throws, whereas the week before he was kind of just trying to fit things in holes. Shut up, Jeff. Anyways, in a football sense, but no. So it seems like Ritter learned a little bit from the week before, and he really put it into action immediately. And Bijan Robinson, I was expecting a bigger game out of him, but overall the Falcons just played as one unit, and the Texans are still just a young team that has to kind of get it together.
Yeah. Before we get to Jeff, Mr. Pocket Hercules says Stroud will throw his first pick against the Saints next week. Yeah, I mean it could be any day now, so why not?
It's got to happen eventually.
Yeah, I mean
literally any given Sunday.
Literally, any given pass. There were a couple passes in the Falcons game that Jesse Bates had the ball in his hands and just dropped it.
Yeah, he's throwing some interception-worthy passes. Nobody's come down with it yet.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like he's not just dinking and dunking. Like he's taking throws where they're risky throws. He's trying to squeeze it in windows, and it's still not happening.
I'm excited to see because this will be his best defense he plays all year, or at least as of now. So I'm excited to see what he does against the Saints.
Yeah, I mean they're quite a formidable defense. Jeffrey,
I mean your boy Dalton Schultz finally got a touchdown. You were talking about him the whole time.
From Stroud. Devin Singletary threw him one.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Dalton Schultz finally showed up.
Thank God. Leading receiver on the day.
Yeah. Just not a whole lot of groundwork, to happen. I don't know if most of the season has probably just been, attributed to the offensive line. But you would have liked to see more rushing against Atlanta. Hope for more rushing yards. But I think that's probably why.
Do you know who their defensive front is? Because I didn't know until the game. I didn't even realize. So it's Calais Campbell, who's 6'7", 325 pounds.
I'm saying you would have hoped for more rushing yards is all I'm saying.
Grady Jarrett. And then, oh God, what was that kid's name? He's a relatively young edge rusher that they have.
Oh, yeah, that one guy. He rushed off the edge. He's kind of young.
Yes, that one for the Falcons. You know him?
Yeah.
I know they also have Bud Dupree too, and he had a pretty good game.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, just to grind out more yards and grind out some more time. I mean, that's. I'm saying you were hoping for more rushing yards.
Yes. Absolutely. But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think both teams played well. Desmond Ritter just better in this one.
Yeah, I've heard that CJ Stroud is
really be upset about.
Yeah, I've heard that CJ Stroud has created a grinder profile to work on grinding the clock down. But that's just in the rumor mill,
Not sure if that's what it's for.
Yeah.
Poor Jeff, you seem to be an expert on it. You must use it or something sometime.
I said I'm not sure if that's what it's for.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, let me do some research. No.
Swipe. Anyway.
Yeah.
Out of the team, it was never.
No. Yeah. Let's talk let's talk Jags Bills London game. Jags are 2-0 this season overseas.
Yeah.
Are they going to change the team to London or what?
Huh?
Are they moving the team to London or what?
Of course not.
They probably will.
Because then the only thing we're ever going to hear about is, oh, they didn't come over early enough in the week. The NFL should have never let them move to London. because everybody's so tired when they play them. Shut the fuck up. Bunch of Bills Mafia pieces of shit. You had a full fucking house in Tottenham Hotspur, and you couldn't even do anything about it. Shoot. I was a Bills jersey and a people's elbow into a fold-out table away from me and the hottest guy out there, you know? I mean, it's just... Yeah, no, Jacksonville's defense played well. It was a really defensive game until the end when ETN popped off that one big run that kind of sealed it. Jacksonville's defense just continues to impress. Josh Allen had, 359 passing yards, and probably 125, 130 of those were in the end of the game on basically like two passes, one to whatever Hardy, his name is, like 50 yards, and then one to Stephon Diggs earlier, and then they had the second one to the Stephon Diggs that was basically just like a arm punt. He just kind of threw it up and underthrew him, which I did not notice during the game, but Josh Allen actually mentioned in his post-game press conference, the other Josh Allen, not, that the real Josh Allen actually did get a hand in and knock the ball loose from Josh Allen's hands. And that's why he ended up underthrowing that ball to Stephon Diggs that was picked off. And I don't think he had the arm to get it all the way there anyways. I mean, it was a long fucking throw. He probably could have in perfect conditions. But Josh Allen was really disrupting Josh Allen all night, and that's what you like to see. Josh Allen had laid a huge hit on Josh Allen late in the game, and they ended up like in sync, in unison, like three refs threw a flag at the exact same time. Even what's his name? Sterator. Even Sterator was like, I don't know what they're throwing that flag on. That was a clean sack. Josh Allen hit Josh Allen really well on that one. And it wasn't like he fell on top of his all he weight. Josh Allen hadn't even thrown the ball yet whenever Josh Allen got him down. They called it roughing the pass. There's just a weird one. But it was a big day.
He tapped him in the helmet. I mean, that's what they were calling.
Yeah, the top of his helmet touched the bottom of Josh Allen's face mask, and then Josh Allen's on the ground.
Allen's helmet hit Josh Allen's helmet.
Yeah. How can you hit your own helmet and get a penalty off of it against another team? That's crazy. No, but really it was a good game though defensively. ETN had like two big runs that kind of gave him all the yards that he had. He had 184 combined. He had a really big game for us over there. The defense, that secondary really did play pretty shut down up until the end when, again, they had a couple broken plays, just like honestly in the Texans game. It was kind of a similar sight where we were playing pretty solid on the ground, and then there were just two or three plays during the game where we just let somebody slip out the back end and the safeties just lost track of them. Having Rayshon Jenkins in coverage at any point in time just is the bane of my existence. But he did have a really nice 6-yard tackle for loss during the game. Just overall a great performance by Jacksonville. I think the offense still, our offensive line is not great, but they at least battled. They got punched in the mouth, but they swung back a couple of times. Because if they hadn't, that would have just been a blowout. We would have got screwed. But we really did have a decent game yesterday. I'm tired. But really was a decent game, though. Walker Little went down with a knee injury. He got an MRI looking like just a sprain, so he should be back in a couple weeks. Cam Robinson looked like hammered dog shit out there. I guess the drugs didn't help him get any stronger or better. So maybe next time don't do drugs and you can just, practice with the team in the offseason. I don't know. But Trevor Lawrence got killed on one of his fumbles by the guy who just fucking waltzed around Cam Robinson. Anton Harrison had a really up and down day, but really just overall, Jacksonville had a pretty complete game. And I think we clean it up a little bit more, honestly. Even if we just kicked 2 field goals and 2 of those drives we were in the red zone where he fumbled. I mean, Buffalo's not even in that game.
Yeah. If you listen closely, you can actually still hear Josh Allen being reverberated off the walls.
No.
Just
Josh.
But yeah, no, look, that game was a lot of fun. I went into work watching it, and it went off the air right as we were basically opening up for business. We'd already been open technically, but it was just slow, and we didn't get our first guest until the game ended. But that was a fun game. I needed Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis to do some things, and they were able to do some things. And for me, fantasy-wise, that was phenomenal because I also had Mr. ETN.
ETN, yeah, great.
Yeah, me too. I had Stephon Diggs and ETN.
Nice. Nice. So I was thrilled with Travis Etienne's performance. Of course, I wasn't as privy of the Josh contact as everybody else was, but I was, vaguely, mildly busy at the time. Occupied, I guess would be the better word. Oh, God. There's just something about London and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I have a feeling eventually it will be the London Jaguars before too long. I feel like the money will be just like too nice or something.
Look at that pouty face. Look at his pouty
It's not
face.
even a pouty face. The NFL won't allow it.
I mean,
even if they wanted to, the NFL would not allow them to move to London.
Maybe.
No.
They're already moving them there. They're going to have half a season over there soon.
Yeah.
So hold on. What if this happened? What if this happened? What if what's Shad Khan? Yeah. What if he decides he wants to move the franchise, but he changes the name to something else?
No.
And then someone else brings the Jacksonville Jaguars back.
No.
Kind
That
of
means
like
we lose Trevor Lawrence. Not happening.
I don't want to start all over again.
Yeah, no, they're not going to do it.
No. But it would be crazy.
Shad Khan would sooner own a second NFL team and have them start up in London than move the Jaguars after how much money he's dumped into Jacksonville. You can own two different teams.
I feel like that'd be I don't know.
I mean, as long as he's, I guess, I don't know. I'm sure nobody's been rich enough to own two of them. So, just trading players between your own teams and.
Sorry, work-related text.
How could you?
I'm sorry, Mr.
I forgive you.
Okay.
Glitter Kitty Crusader? Yeah, that's me.
Glitter Kitty Crusader.
Wow.
Don't do that.
Wow.
Blake, you got anything?
Yeah, I think it's good that Jacksonville's offense got the balls in the hand of Calvin Ridley a lot. It seemed like they kept force feeding him, which they should. He's their best player on offense, so it was good, actually getting him involved. I think the first play of the game, they had him on a reverse. I think he had 2 carries. They were getting real creative with that, so that was good. And then Etienne, his breakout game of the year was today, or again Sunday. So that was cool to see him play. And then I will say, good. Anytime I can appreciate some special teams, I will. And Logan Cook went off. That dude had 3 punts inside the 20, and he was playing lights out for a punter.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get into this Colts-Titans game here. 23-16 final score, Colts the victor. Titans, let's hear from you, Blake.
Oh, the minute that Gardner Minshew came in, I knew the Titans were going to lose that game. Gardner Minshew is the best quarterback in the NFC South, might even be the best quarterback in the NFL. That dude, no matter where he goes, he wins. I know the entire time I was hoping AR would come back in, but he didn't. And the fact that he may go on IR, Colts are just going to run the South, which is unfortunate. But Titans, man, we'd say this every single week. We've been saying this for years, man. You give Derrick Henry the ball, they're going to win the game. He had 12 touches, man. That's not enough. You got to give Derrick Henry the football so he can run, score some points, run these defenses out. And Titans just couldn't execute. I do like the play calling. I just wish they would have implemented Derrick Henry a lot more in the offense. Tannehill, he played well. He just didn't do enough to win. It was just a lackluster performance, but he stood in the pocket. He took a lot of hits, and he also threw a lot of dimes to DeAndre Hopkins. And this is DeAndre Hopkins. He's been getting better and better every week with the Titans. And, he went off on Sunday. He had 140 yards. And he almost had a Derrick Henry touchdown pass too, which would have been nice. And then defense-wise, defense can stop anybody. Christian Fulton was horrible. It's the end of week 5, and he's allowing a perfect passer rating. So if I'm a quarterback, if I'm Lamar Jackson on Sunday in London, I'm throwing it to Christian Fulton's way every single play because you're guaranteed you're going to at least catch it. Get a touchdown, probably at least a defensive pass interference. Fulton is so bad. He's been terrible ever since he got to the Titans. And he's been facing a lot of backlash on the internet lately. And even his parents are getting involved. and his parents are terrible. His parents are like cussing out fans and just saying all types of crazy stuff. And like he's a cancer. He always has been. I remember he posted like a video of like it was like hours before the Titans were going to play a game. And he was at a strip club. It's like, dude, that's a bad look, man. Why are you posting crap like that?
Let's
and I'm
go.
sure all you guys do, but Christian Fulton, man, he never seems like he cares about football. He has the worst hips I've ever seen of any corner. He gets burned.
LSU players, man.
He's not good. He's terrible. He needs to go, man. Like today, I've been calling him all offseason to trade him. People keep thinking I'm crazy, and now everyone's calling for him to be gone. And we should trade him when there was some hype going into the contract year. He's terrible. He was bad in preseason. He was bad in mini camp, his entire Titans career. We could have traded him, got like a 4th-round pick. Now we'd be lucky enough to get a Chick-fil-A gift card because that man's trash. Titans just couldn't execute, man. It was just calls were better on Sunday. I mean, I don't think the Titans played terribly except for the defensive backs, but I mean, you're not going to win any games scoring 16 points, whatever we scored. It was bad.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the Titans offense seemed to not be the biggest problem during that game. It was definitely the defense, which has been a little bit of a flip-flop from what it's been the past several weeks.
And I'll give you the explanation for that. I mean, it was Tier. He's our best run stopper. I mean, he might be one of the best run stoppers in the NFL. I mean, Titans have been number 1 rush defense for the last 2 years, including this year. And I know one player doesn't mean anything, but those holes were opening wide open for Zach Moss, man. He ran all over the Titans. Like he was breaking away big runs, and one of them was like that 56-yard touchdown run in like the second quarter. And Tier's heart, man, like it's bad. Like we've already cut some players on that defensive line, like depth guys, and picked some guys up, which scares me because I wonder if Tier's heart he might be gone for a little bit longer than we expected if they're already making signings.
Yeah. Isaiah?
Why do they not just give Henry the ball every play?
You would think. I mean, they should.
Yeah, I did see there were a couple of decent runs by Tajay Spears as well.
He's really good. He is really good.
It kind of seems like though from the snippets I saw, because I didn't get to watch the whole game or anything. It seems like last week, and not to keep on referencing back to like the weeks before, but like last week the offense looked way more alive and creative. There was some stuff, like I saw that freaking D-Hop lined up in the backfield on one play, had him one-on-one with the linebacker. It just seems like I feel like they might feel like they're getting too gimmicky, but then they're not going full back to okay, let's give Henry the ball every play, even I don't know. It's just such a hard way to call on y'all. That front seven's really good, but I don't know. I just did not expect that game to go that way. And honestly, I don't know why they're shying away from Henry so much. But yeah, I really don't have much else to say besides that. It just seems like you guys are playing really like aggressive and like very imaginative one play, and then the next play you're being super conservative. And I don't like mixing it like that.
Yeah, I think it's Tim Kelly just working. I mean, this is only his 5th game, and Tim Kelly's a lot better than I expected. I had very low hopes for him all like the whole season, but I honestly think he does call a pretty good game. I just think he needs to get in a routine a little bit because, like you said, like it gets super gimmicky and super cute, and then we're riding down the field because like Titans, we get a lot of big plays, and then we freeze up in the red zone, and we get real scared and like running up the middle with Derrick Henry when everyone knows Derrick Henry's getting the ball in 3rd and 1. It's like, all right, maybe then like throw it for D-Hop because I don't know who was covering D-Hop, but dude was getting exposed. So like D-Hop was a hot hand. The dude's 6'5", he can jump. I don't know, 35-inch vertical. Throw it to him in the red zone, and we just never would.
And he had a really good game too.
Yeah.
Say that again.
I was saying D-Hop had a really good game. Like that was his best game of the year so far, and they should have gave it to him more. Honestly, he was doing really well.
I know.
I think he's 6'1" though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not very tall. Well, not that tall.
I thought he was 6'4". Oh, he is 6'1". Wow, that's shocking.
6'1".
Okay, he looks taller.
Yeah, I think it's just because he's lanky.
Yeah, he's very lanky. Wow, he's only 6'1". That's shocking because his catch
radius is insane too.
Yeah, it's insane. Wow, I can't believe he's only 6'1".
Yeah. Yeah. He's a mammal.
Yeah.
That man's a mammal.
Hey, me too.
What?
I'm also a mammal.
No, that's an OG CPN joke from years ago. He's a mammal. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
LeVar
one.
Arrington on whatever Fox Sports radio station, he refers to like really good players as mammals. And I'm like, all right.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember Nico Collins. We always called him the mammal.
The mammal. The mammal. All right. Well, let's get the Colts side. Obviously, the victors. And Jeff, you got to be excited with the way that your team played, but also kind of a little wishy-washy maybe with the whole Anthony Richardson's been injured twice now.
3.
3 times?
3 times, yeah. In the first game, he jacked his knee up. Second time was a concussion, and now a shoulder.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. It's I'll get the negative out of the way. Yeah, Anthony Richardson, there's a reason that like Lamar Jackson is so good at what he does. When he's scrambling out of the pocket, he knows to go out of bounds kind of thing, especially if it's kind of a pointless play. You know what I mean? Like if it's going to gain a couple of yards, what's the point of taking the hit? And that's what Anthony Richardson kind of needs to learn is when to kind of throw your body, picking up that first down. I think it was like first down. So it was kind of irrelevant to try and get, 3-4 yards. And he got, 2 tacklers. He got, driven into the ground and, sprained his shoulder. So he'll probably be out a few weeks. I think they even talked about maybe short-term IR, and it's like maybe it's for the best.
Yeah.
He hasn't grasped that concept of when you're going to, and it is like the way the game was going. He was at that point, like 9 of 12 for 98 yards. So he's completing 75% of his passes. It's like, why do that? It just didn't make any sense. I appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
But you got to be smart. You got to be smarter than that. But luckily we have the best backup in football. So
yeah,
best quarterback.
So
best
backup in the
he's
NFL.
The best saver in the league.
Backup in the NFL.
Saver. I like. We're going to steal
best quarterback in the AFC South by far.
Anyway,
closing pitcher. Another save for Gardner Minshew.
He's a close.
He needs to go to. I need to get his Eagles jersey. I'm gonna get a Gardner Minshew Eagle jersey because I can't buy a Jags or Colts.
Beyond AR, I think Mo Alley Cox got a concussion in the game, but other than that, they left kind of unscathed. So, from an injury, like total overall injuries, there wasn't a whole lot, thankfully.
Yeah.
But fuck, man, you gotta. Zach Moss has always been that. He's gonna pick up 4 or 5 yards. He's kind of that hard hitting runner. I don't know if I've ever seen him bust off a 50-yarder, 56-yarder. He had some speed on him.
Untouched.
Yeah, like he just exploded. And he was gone. So that was huge. And Josh Downs finally had the game that I've been expecting him to have. He had almost 100 yards. He had a really big reception from Anthony Richardson. That was a beautiful pass, great catch. It's kind of what I've been waiting for. Jonathan Taylor returned. He only had 6 touches, though. I think he had a reception too. So it was his first game back, so he was obviously on a snap count. What can I say? Minshew, was able to drive down Moss, punching in a couple times, and they kind of stole the Titans' game plan. Just kind of pound you into submission kind of thing. They controlled the clock, pretty much controlled the game. There was just, there are some times where I wish Steichen would take the points. I think it was close to the end of the first half, and he chose to go for it. I mean, if Granson catches the ball, we're saying it was a genius play, but he didn't. Yeah. And there's been too many times where he's tried to go for it on 4. They could have taken 3. They didn't. And at this point, it's like when you're going like that on fourth down, take the field goal. You just paid a kicker. Take the points. Go up by 7 instead of 4. But they won, so it's kind of a moot point. But the Titans came out in the first of the second half and drove it right down the field for their only touchdown. And it's like, okay, well, we'd be tied right now instead of Titans having the lead. So I kind of wish he'd take the points, but if he converts, then he's a genius. So
yeah.
But man, the Colts defense, their secondary didn't look great. But Zaire Franklin, he had another. I think it's his 5th straight game with 10+ tackles. So
yeah, Zaire's going to be all pro this year.
He's fucking amazing. And it's not just tackles 10, 15, 20 yards down the field. It's he's lighting people up in the backfield too. He's playing sideline to sideline, and he's fast. There was that one play. I think Buckner kind of got a. I think it was a 4th down, maybe a 3rd down to Derrick Henry, and Buckner kind of got a hand in there, and that freaking Franklin just flew in there and finished off Henry. I don't think I've ever seen Henry get pushed backwards like that before. It's not often you see something like that. And I'm happy with Blackman. He came up with the interception to pretty much end the game, or whatever hopes Tennessee thought they had. It was. I think for the most part it was Juju Brents on Hopkins. So that's just a rookie against who was one of the best wide receivers, at least at one point. So that's just a veteran versus a rookie. But I still admire Brents. Even though he gave up the catch, he didn't let bad play turn into a disaster, and he almost got an interception in the end zone too against DeAndre. So there was some good that he had. Yeah, he let up a lot of yards. You can kind of let up Hopkins' best game, but I'll let up 300 yards if it means we win. So I'm okay with it. And I'm really okay with it because I started Hopkins in one of my leagues. So
hey, thank you.
I mean, it was overall just a really solid game from the Colts. There wasn't really a point in it. Like, it was a really close game, kind of back and forth, but I never was like, Colts are definitely not going to win this. For most of it, I was like, yeah, they're still going to win. Just the way that, they didn't get a lot of sacks on Tannehill, but they had a
you played. Most of you guys are going to win.
Oh, shut up. And the only time that the Colts looked confused, I don't know why they didn't do it more. Every time it was play action, it was a completed pass. Yeah. So I'm not sure why the Titans didn't kind of keep doing that, because every time there was someone open on their play action.
Yeah, Tannehill's the best play action quarterback in the NFL. Yeah. And it's not even close. He's good at one thing, and it's that we do every play. Derrick Henry, Spears, or play action.
Yeah.
Before we continue, let's get some comments real quick. Robert says, I think this is in reference to Isaiah, Mr. First in the division.
Mr. Tied for first in the division.
No.
They have the head-to-head.
Half of a technicality. Tied for first.
Good technicality. These nuts in your mouth. We're still in first.
Technicality when we whoop your ass next week. Shut you.
Mr. Pocket Hercules says Titans in last place. Time.
We'll see.
Yeah, we're doing a projection episode here too.
Mr.
by 50.
Pocket Hercules says AR gonna have a short career. Clarence Austin Jr. Colts, come on to Duval and get beat down.
Damn right, Clarence.
Yeah, well, they're not playing in their home in London, so
yeah,
watch it.
Yeah, because y'all do so well in Duval, right? Right, Jeff? Right?
It's a new season, baby.
That's what y'all say every year, and we beat y'all every year in Duval.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Pocket Hercules says Colts haven't won in Duval in 10 years.
The streaks are meant to be broken,
Sunday,
but not
man.
that one.
Oh, it's going to be broken.
Gardner Minshew is going to throw 3 picks in his return.
No, Gardner Minshew's starting. I'm having
They're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball like 50 times. He's going to pass like 7 times.
It's funny too how Buffalo got rid of Zach Moss like he was nothing, got Naeem Hines, and now Zach Moss is
man. Fuck.
Yeah.
Zach Moss is playing like a starter, man. Like he should be starting. Like not even Not even questioning it.
Yeah, originally that trade was dumb, and I was like, damn, the Colts just got fleeced. And now I'm like, man, the Bills got fleeced. Nehemiah Hines isn't even playing.
Yeah. Hey,
welcome,
Mudbone.
Mudbone.
First time here, but go Texans. What's up, man? What's up? I'm the Texans fan on the channel. Please.
Is that the OG Mudbone?
There's not a Mudbone 1, so
What?
I imagine that is him.
OG
The
Mudbone.
OG. He is Mudbone. Or she.
For the real Mudbone, please stand up.
The OG Mudbone in the building. Interesting name. I just want to build.
The Redbone was taken probably soon to Mudbone.
OG Mudbone is a male adult actor. That's why I asked that, but I guess no one else knew that.
No, not a clue.
I know that one.
Hey,
You ever
calm
seen
down,
the,
Clarence. The Titans
not
have the
surprised
number
that
one
Glitter King
defense,
knew that
and
one.
they
You ever seen the
They were ready
picture
for
of
it.
that of the big dude looks like fucking what was his name? The wrestler Henry. What was his name?
Mark Henry.
Yeah, Mark Henry. Looks like
Yeah.
Mark Henry sitting there naked on the bed with like a 16
Yeah,
inch.
that guy.
That's OG Mudbone. Yeah.
Oh,
The one your buddies
Hey.
used to send you in high school and be like,
Yeah,
that guy. That's OG Mudbone.
Clarence says we want the Colts to try and run the ball on the Jags. Jags will be ready for that. Mudbone says, "Nah, I'm not the OG." Clarence Austin Jr. 0-10 in Duval. Make it 0-11 after this Sunday. Man, with the Heat, we're not even in the preview yet, and people are already kidding the Heat. By the way, make sure you're around for the preview. Like and subscribe. Hit the
Titans have the
notification
number
bell
one
so you
rush
don't miss
defense, and
anything.
we almost went for 200 on them. Yeah, you don't want us running on you.
It worked so well last time.
Yeah, it will this time.
Super bad mojo.
The little kitty's coming back from the pond.
The Jags are such a goofy team. IDK, what to expect next week? Yeah,
Yeah.
This week.
dude, I think you could say that about all of the AFC South teams.
Yeah, we all suck. Who are we kidding?
I mean, look, we're not.
Speak for
we're not-
yourself there, 2 and 3.
You guys are 3-2. You guys still suck.
Mudbone
You have a
again.
losing record in the United States.
Yeah, I've heard about him. I don't know who he was, but I've been told he's passed now.
Yeah.
All right.
R.I.P. Mudbone.
R.I.P. OG Mudbone.
OG Mudbone. One more from Mudbone. Indy getting Taylor back changes everything. Kind of wanted him gone. Nah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I get the aspect.
3 more years.
I get the
I'm glad he's
aspect.
here.
I get the
He sucks
aspect
against
of
Titans.
if you're in the mindset of Goku, where you just want everybody at their absolute peak strongest all the time, so you can actually challenge yourself. But I'll take any advantage I can get. It didn't matter anyway. But all right. Do we have any more comments, texting, or about any of the games? Jags have a bye week this week, right?
No, we play the Colts at home.
They have a bye week this week, right?
I mean, basically, we play the Colts at home.
Keep talking shit. 1-10, baby.
Your record for the rest of the year? Like, what are you talking about here?
Jesus.
No, over the last 11 years. 1-10.
Scarnhorst says Duval. I guess they lit the beacon and all the Jaguars fans are here now. Even with Taylor, Colts still can't beat the Jags in Jacksonville. LOL. From Clarence Scarnhorst. I always miss these. Hit the notification bell, brother. You hit the notification bell, set it to always. You'll be good. Minshew revenge game.
That's right. He's gonna get that W.
I mean, look, he's the only quarterback in the AFC South that doesn't have an L on him. Okay.
Best quarterback in the South.
I mean, again,
I'll take
I don't
him
know.
over Stroud. I'll take him over Richardson. I'll take him over Levis, Willis, and that female in Jacksonville. Yeah.
Okay, Bethard.
Gardner Minshew is the best quarterback in the South, not even close.
Sunshine.
And then you woke up after having a long night of Madden.
Hey, what happened? Like, how old do you think Trevor Lawrence is going to be before he's like, all right, I'm going to cut my hair?
I don't know. She looks like she's like 475 years old. Like she looks like Neanderthal. She's a giant. I don't know, just ugly.
Like had like the Hollywood Botox.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with her.
I could see him like hitting like 30 and being like, yeah, it's just time, and then cutting it off.
And then you think it'll be like he'll just trim it, or it'll be like a full bald shave, just like.
No, I don't think
Get a mullet.
I don't think it'll be polar opposite. He'll probably get something like what Isaiah's got, and just have like a normal dude haircut for a while.
He'll grow his beard out long and then cut it.
There you go. And then he'll turn into Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Some guy at the like corporate event I was at this weekend was like, "Man, I just think it's so funny. Whenever I see you in that beard, I just think of Ryan Fitzpatrick. I know you're not as tall as he is." I'm like, "Thanks for pointing out that I'm short. You could have just stopped it. You look like Ryan Fitzpatrick, but you had to point out the fact that I'm not 6'5". Thank you."
Clarence Austin, LMAO. Minshew's a game manager, QB.
No, Minshew is a bench.
He's managing
QB.
himself to a bunch of W's.
Minshew is definitely the best character.
Stacking up them dubs, baby.
He's the best character in the QBs of the South. Miss
Oh
him
yeah,
every
he's
time.
so funny. I wish they would do the show quarterback about Minshew.
Lawrence said his wife would hate it, so it may be a while. Damn. You think it'll be after he like Tom Brady's and like upgrades?
Is Brady married again?
No, not yet. But I mean, it's Tom Brady. He could literally ask anybody, and they'd be like, "Yeah, all right, come on."
Chef Lawrence.
Just Trevor Lawrence. Excuse me, ma'am. You're
Honestly,
so...
what Tom Brady should do is just to like he should ask out Taylor Swift.
Hold up,
Just steal her from Kelsey.
Do you think Tom Brady even really has to try? Like, you know what I mean? Like, does Tom Brady just show up on a date and the person's like, "Oh my God, you're Tom Brady," and then it's just basically him being like, "Yeah,
He just has to show up.
yeah,
Chad Johnson would take women to McDonald's.
yeah." That's a real
I wonder if
man.
Brady does something like that, but he only does like avocado ice cream, so he probably goes somewhere special for that.
Yeah. Lawrence will probably cut it after the Jags win 2 Super Bowls. It's hard to upgrade. I won't go further than that. Best not to talk about another man's wife. I don't know. I've literally never seen her ever in my life. It's just
I didn't even know Trevor Lawrence is married.
yeah, until this chat happened. It's a joke, regardless. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So we got a preview coming up. We're gonna have it. What you think we can do? What, Thursday or something?
Thursday or something.
Thursday. Did you just fart?
This is probably. It was a non-committal, like probably.
All right.
No, I wasn't trying to time out my words with a fart.
Oh man, I watched too many Family Guys. I've seen pictures of T-Law's wife, and she is a young, beautiful woman indeed. Okay.
So
I mean, they all are. Like no NFL player is gonna marry some like ugly woman.
Exactly. Thank you. I mean, when you're in the NFL, you can literally just walk up to models and be like, "I'm a quarterback in the NFL," and they're gonna be like,
Travis Kelce's dating Taylor Swift, so there's that.
"That's what I'm." Exactly.
Yeah, she's not.
Russell Wilson, is he still married to Sierra, or was?
No, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
he's still married her.
Are they still married?
Yeah,
I
they
thought
are.
he left her.
I don't know. It's no. Was it
I
after the
don't
whole like
know that
offset thing or whatever?
Offset.
Anyway, we're just commenting on the, ungodly ability that these millionaire athletes get to have.
Yeah, well, unless you're Xavier Howard, where he's got 4 women pregnant currently.
100% no.
Andy's
player,
bad at football now.
Yeah, he sucks now.
100% no NFL players trying to depend for ba.
What?
I don't know what language that is.
I thought I
Stroking.
I don't know. Maybe I'm retarded and just read it weird. Wait, can I say that? Retarded?
No, that's illegal.
Oh man. Oh well, fuck it. Well, folks, I think we're coming to the end here, so go ahead, hit the like, subscribe button. We're going to have a preview show coming out Thursday. Jeff may or may not be there, but regardless, we're going to be there, so you guys should be there. Hit the like and subscribe buttons. Be good people.